Absolutely.
Well, it's about I was going to say it's about a minute to go till 6 o'clock, and then it's just changed. It is now 6 o'clock.
It's now 6 o'clock.
So, do you want to start to rock and roll, as it were?
Yes, I shall do that. I'm just going to sort out.
Are you going to do the recording thing?
Yeah.
So you're not going to experiment with video this evening, then?
No, I will. I'll turn that on.
All right. Okay.
As we speak, I'm just sorting out my Telegram group as well. My computer, my laptop is awful today. Does not like the heat.
Oh no, they don't. No, keep them cool.
Yeah, I even went out and bought a fan for it.
Brilliant.
Right.
Those were the days. Right, I'm going to mute myself and I'll let you crack on, as it were.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, if there's any issues, I'm here. If there are any problems, I'm not going anywhere.
Cool. Thank you, Andy. Okay, so share video, front camera. Yep, thank you very much. Okay, so start recording. This is good.
We can't see below your nose. All we can see is the top of your head,
hang on,
your eyes, your glasses.
Hang on. So my fingers have gone numb now. That's weird. Oh God. Hang on, folks. My phone is doing weird stuff now. Lughnasadh. I'll just put that in for now. That will do. Yeah, my tips of my fingers have now gone numb, which is very strange. Okay. So I think that's about as far as I can go with that. Right. Let me just check. Let me just press recording on there. Start recording. Also record video. Fantastic. Continue. It's really weird. My fingers have gone numb. Oh dear. Lughnasadh. Okay. Start recording. Okie dokie. So that's good. Bear with me. We are now live. Oh, I'm not sure where that's gone. That's weird. Okay, folks. So, yes. It is the time of the sun. In case you hadn't noticed. So, at the moment, so yesterday was when Lughnasadh began. It's like a 3-day thing, Lughnasadh, for us. So that is the 31st, 1st, and the 2nd of August. So I'm going to talk about the energy of Lughnasadh, the paganness of it. I'm also going to talk about the Lion's Gate, because it's a big one this year, and also a little bit on solar activity and how it all kind of fits together, because it's quite amazing. Then I shall pull some cards. So if anyone has anything they want to ask around this energy that we're experiencing at the moment, then I can pull some cards for that as well. So let me just grab my book. I marked the page, and then it's like the page has gone, no thank you. You gotta love it. Best laid plans and all that. Okay, here we go. So Andy was asking earlier about how you say the word. So for us, because we connect with the sun god Lu, that's why we call it Lughnasadh. Some people call it Lamas. Some people call it first harvest, because it is the first harvest. It's when So whether that's actual things that you're planting, or whether that is your goals, for want of a better word, or your, the things that you want to bring into your reality. What is that? What are those things? And I'm just adjusting my camera there. There we go. Now is the time when you can begin to see the fruits, literally or metaphysically, of the things that you've planted, the seeds that you've planted. So whoops, being attacked by my book. So Lughnasadh is the first harvest even. So it's an old Irish word, because Lugh is there is an aspect of him which is Welsh, but for the most part he's an Irish deity. He's a shining one. He's part of the Tuatha De Danann. So if you know anything about anything, or anything about that, then yeah, that's his lineage, if you like. So Lughnasadh means August. So it's the Lughnasadh is the honoring the sun god Lugh, yeah. But it is, so if you are walking in the countryside and you spot the fields of grain, now we've got, and I'm sure it's acorn that we've got growing in our garden. Doesn't look like any other grain that is commercially grown. And when I've looked at pictures of acorn grain, it looks the same. So I have no idea how that's grown in our garden at all. So this is very much about the grain ripening for then to be obviously harvested. But it's also for fruits. So at the moment, what have we got that's ripening? Elderberry. If it's out in the sun a lot, then you've got elderberry that's coming out. A lot of our blackberries are out already in our garden. Josterberry has fruited and withered. We only planted that last year, so I've left the fruits on there this year for the birds and stuff. What else? We've seen plums that are already out, ready to be picked. What else have we seen? Cherries. Oh, cooking apples. Our daughter has got, when they moved into the new house, got 3 fruit trees in there. One of them's cooking apples. So I made an apple tart with those the other day. What else? I can't think of any others at the moment. But you can see that there are some fruits that are ripening already as well. So that's the first harvest, yeah. So obviously this time of year celebrated around the globe, different pagan deities that are honoured for the bounty of the first harvest, yeah. So in America, the natives, it's a grain festival in honour of the corn grandmother. The Romans had Ceres. Sorry, my glasses aren't working today. The Egyptian sun goddess Isis was celebrated at this time. You've also got Vulcan in Phoenicia. That was the grain god Dagon who was celebrated. So all around there were celebrations at this first harvest time. But in Ireland, this was the time for Lugh. Not going to the toilet. Spelt differently. So yes, the shining one. So even if you think about the grain, it's golden, isn't it? So that there are so many links to this deity, you know, gold, shining. There's so much, and that abundance as well. So he was, yes, the god of many things, including harvest, fire, light, metalwork. He was a protector, defender, and he was at one point the king of the Tuatha De Danann. So everything's sticky to me in this heat. It's very annoying. The book's attacking me again. So there is obviously a feminine aspect to this first harvest as well, because it's the Great Mother, Gaia, Mother Earth, whatever you want to call her. Because without the receptive quality that then enables the projective masculine energy to grow. That's why, you know, whenever I hear goddess worship, I'm thinking, yeah, that's great. But, you know, if it's out of balance, then, yeah, it's lopsided and skew with and doesn't work. You need both, in my opinion. So there are many ways that this time can be celebrated. And obviously, if you could, because we have the ripened grain outside, I might actually pick a couple of bits this year, although it's I'm not going to pick it all because I want it to come back again next year. So I might pick a couple of bits and put it on the altar. But it's very much, so when we think about August, it's a very, you got the school holidays in August, so you know it's a big expanse, if you like. It's an expansive time, yeah. So how that then links up with Lionsgate and what's happening with the sun at the moment. So I've been since when was that? That was, I suppose, since May, when we had a lot of X-class solar flares. And I mean, I would, you know, check the space weather now and again, but I've had my eye on it since then. It's like, and I might have checked it every couple of days. Now I check it daily, because it's this energy, this solar energy, which is so powerful. Well, without the sun, we wouldn't be here. You know that. I know that. So, what the sun is doing essentially is it's facilitating our expansion of consciousness. That's what it's doing. So, when we think about that, in terms of, my camera's going a bit wonky, in terms of how that is different to where we were before, I mean, if you look at it from your own personal perspective, how are you different from a year ago? You might say, well, there's not really much difference from a year ago. Okay, so 5 years ago. Are you the same person that you were 5 years ago? And I pretty much guarantee, unless you're a Ningbo, I don't think we got any Ningbos here, that you're a completely different person to what you were 5 years ago or a year ago. Pardon me. So that's what the sun's been doing. Although solar maximum, I think, only came in 2022. So it's been building, yeah. And some people reckon it will end in 2025. Who knows? the sun is a sentient being. The sun's going to do what the sun's going to do. But essentially, it's facilitating our expansion of consciousness, and it's activating, you know, this being that we truly are, this being of light, this light being. Yeah. So you might be thinking, oh, what are you talking about? If you've ever sat in meditation, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you've ever got immersed in a creative project, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you've ever been walking in nature and completely lost the boundaries of your body, you will know what I'm talking about. It's the idea that we are not just this dumb physical thing. Yeah, we are much more than that. So I'm going to talk about how these things all kind of mesh together. Yeah. So, but the one thing I'm going to say before I do that, and before I pull some cards, because I got 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of cards and my Ogham sticks, which are amazing. We are in. So I've spoken before about the alchemical process that you can do with Sekhmet as your guide, who is the daughter of Ra. So she is a solar deity, but she's the goddess aspect of it, which is the idea that the sun as a being is masculine is a little bit skewed. So the actual body of the sun, from where we see it, from our perspective, is the feminine. It's the projections that come from the sun that are the masculine aspect. You can take that or leave it. The alchemical journey that we went through with Sekhmet in 2020 is what is happening now. Whether you want it or not, it's happening. So we are in this alchemical process. The alchemical process that we are in is restoring our blueprint, our energetic blueprint of who we truly are. The other reason I know that this is a thing is because I trained in soul realignment. And the things that come up in people's readings are things that I could never know about them. I could have never known it. And it's, for me personally, it's amazing when someone realizes who they truly are and what they are truly connected to, which is, you know, then that's your soul blueprint. So yeah, this stuff is happening, whether we want it to or not. It's happening. So who we truly are, our blueprint is based on frequency, vibration, sound, but it's also based on light, which is also frequency, vibration, and sound. So it's a frequency based thing. I mean, everything is based on frequency, but this is more. It's a lot more. It's a real stepping into who you truly are. That makes sense. And it's new. It's new, completely new. Unless there's anyone on this planet who remembers the last time. I don't know. We choose to forget when we come here, so you could choose to remember if you like. If anyone does, let me know. So everything is new. How we view ourselves as the first layer of that. You know, the language that we use, another layer. How we interact with madness out there, another layer. How we understand energy, another layer. And how we can use that as well, how we can transmute energy. So if you've got something coming in that's not, you know, is a little bit pokey, on a better word, you can learn how to let it enter your field and you just transmute it and send it back to the earth. You are a conduit for energy, and you are the energy. It's quite an amazing, it is an amazing process when you can do that. And we set that intention in 2020 because obviously everyone's getting a lot of shit thrown at them. So yeah, we set up that intention that we would alchemize it and transmute it and send it back to the earth. But you know, it does come with, you know, interesting side effects, for about words, until you get used to doing that, you know, and allowing it to move through. You transmute it, depolarize it, if you like. So it works a little bit like an earthing. It's essentially what you're doing. You're earthing the energy, but you're allowing it to move through back to the earth, and then she does with it what she will. She's a lot bigger than us. So you've got three things going on at the moment. You've got the first harvest, which is all about the sun. Yeah. You've got the solar activity, which is all about the sun. And you've got this Lionsgate portal. Some people say that the portal is on a specific date. You know, like all these things in the natural world, it's not one, you know, one date and that's it. There's a it's like a wave. A wave doesn't just go like that. A wave, you know, is a progression, if you like, of energy, rather than a blink. Blink and you miss it. So how this all weaves together. So I'm going to pull some cards. That's what I'm going to do. So the first deck I'm going to pull from is the Gateway of Light activation. Where are we at? Okay, 22. That's good. So these are really nice cards, actually. Kyle Gray. Yes, I think I'm not sure if that's the person who did the artwork, or not sure. Anyway, so how all these things fit together and how you can navigate, because that's the key here, how we navigate through this stuff. Because as I was saying to Ian earlier, you know, if you're trying to be a surfer, surfing the waves, but you can't swim and you don't know how to be on a surfboard. I don't know how to be on a surfboard at all. So if I was out there, you know, trying to surf, then I would drown. Because I have no clue how to get on a surfboard and do that stuff. So first card. Okay, so let's get that. So it's that was round the wrong way. Holy Grail, basically. I mean, look at that cup. Isn't that amazing? So that is your inner light. Yeah. So that's, I would say that's the first thing that you need to do. You need to recognize your true nature, which is a being of frequency, vibration, and light. Yeah. Best way of doing that is be creative. If you feel that you can't sit in meditation, be creative. You know, what are the things that you could do all day long and not even realize what the time is? Yeah, that's where the being that you are not falls away, and the being that you are comes through. Yeah. I love that. And it's shining as well. It is shining like you do. Yeah. Just get rid of that thing up there. Oh, that's all about. So it's shining like you do. Yeah. So you are the Grail. You are the Holy Grail. How cool is that? Let me just grab another one. Whoops. Lemurian seed codes. Okay. So, my take on Lemuria is it was more of a kind of, I don't know if this is going to make sense, like a natural technology. So I was saying to Andy earlier, I'm really looking forward to just, you know, I don't know, having it in my mind to go to Russia, for example. I'd love to go there. But not having to get on a plane or anything like that. You're just there. Your whole being is there. That's the kind of power that we have as beings. Yeah. So we can take a physical form, or we can choose not to take a physical form and be light. Many sci-fi shows have, you know, explored this idea. Many sci-fi shows have explored this idea. So it's not an alien concept, I would say. Although technically, we are aliens. Anyway, what does that say? That says embracing sensitivity. So that's your the things that we are told are. I was never brought up with church, but I imagine they would say that they're demonic, or, you know, I don't know. I wasn't brought up with that kind of language. I wasn't brought up with any language really, but they're your gifts of second sight, or, you know, being able to see spirit, or smell spirit, or hear spirit. All those things, they're poo-pooed. They are very much frowned upon, and we don't want to be doing that, because otherwise you'll be labelled a bit weird. They're the things that we need to be, you know, like opening up to right now. Yeah. And that will be unique to you. So thank you. I've just got confirmation there. What's there outside? So your uniqueness, how you connect with spirit, your higher self, your higher consciousness, whatever you want to call that, that will be unique for you. How you do it. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. So these are the elemental oracle I've also got. Yeah. Sorry that it's round the wrong way. I didn't think to flip the camera. Not even sure I can actually on this, but hey. Hi. Whoops. Everything's all sticky today. Sticky like a stick. Put those over there. Right. Dark matter. Let me read that properly. This is quite an interesting card. You've got a lot of butterflies. Metamorphosis. You could even say from darkness to light. Yeah. So there's a metamorphosis going on here. And I think one of the things that we find really challenging is allowing that to unfold, allowing that to happen, because this expansion of consciousness is happening whether we want it to or not. It's happening. Yeah. And if you try and put the brakes on it, that's not going to work either, because what you then encounter is that resistance, which manifests in your physical being. Yeah. So if you can allow, that's the right word, yes, allow the unfolding to actually take place, for this expansion of consciousness to happen. It's I was given 2 messages, one after the other, on how to do that. And that is, the first one is to keep your vessel open. And it's a little bit what this is kind of showing here. It's like there's energy moving around, but there also looks to be energy moving through. The vessel is open because there's no, the hands are behind the back. So there's an openness. Yeah. So the message I had was around keeping the vessel open. So what does that mean? It means if you're feeling something in your body, yeah, you could label that however you want to label it. Don't label it. Once you start labeling it, you're holding on to it. Yeah, you're defining it, you're holding on to it, which then means that it's going to stay and it's going to rattle around in your being, creating all kinds of things. Yeah, that's like dropping a pebble into the pond, and the ripples, I like to describe it like a ball in the pinball machine. Yeah, it's rattling around and banging off of stuff. So wherever you've got stuff that you're holding on to in the body, if you're as the energy moves through, if you are labeling it, or going, oh, it's this and this, it will. And how do I know that? Because I've experienced it, as has Ian. He's experienced it as well. But in the not labeling and in the allowing it to pass through, that's exactly what it does. The energy moves through, and it will actually pick up those bits of dense or remnants of dense energy and will take it out. It's like taking out the trash. Yeah, it's taking out the rubbish, literally. If you allow it, you can set an intention to do that as well if you want to. What do I do with that card? It's there. What else have we got? That's a very small writing on that card. Hang on a minute. Solidity. English is my first language. Solidity. And what's interesting, in a core, yeah, nothing is actually solid. Nothing. And what's interesting is in the picture on this card, it's not solid. The solidity is not solid anymore, if that makes sense. So that can feel quite scary. That can feel quite scary when everything that you knew before as a firm foundation is now moving. But that's essentially what we want, because all the things that were solid previously, all those institutions that are very rigid, all those thought forms that call themselves institutions, that are very rigid, that never bend, yeah, and have very fixed and firm rules, yeah. Well, that's what's essentially that's what's happening to those, and that's not by accident. That is by design, and not anyone else's, but ours. Because if you are aligning with your true being, yeah, your true nature, which essentially is love consciousness, you're aligning with love consciousness, which has no fixed anything, yeah. The only thing it really Doesn't ask of anything. All love consciousness is aligning to your true self, your light being, your light body, your soul, spirit, whatever you want to call that. So when you're aligning with this very that that energy, yeah, that constantly moving, yeah. That's another message I got in 2021, beginning of 2021, was fluidic thinking. And I'm like, what is that? That's not being rigid in your thinking, which is what we've had. It's what school teaches us. We learn everything by rote, don't we? We learn everything by repeating what someone else says. Rubbish. I'm sure you know that yourselves. That's absolute rubbish. You learn nothing apart from how to repeat something. How much of that can you remember? That's what school does. It doesn't teach you how to be you. It doesn't teach you how to think for yourself. Yeah. Okay. Endurance. So this is I like this card. I like this card a lot. And I heard someone say, it's really funny. I heard someone say today that what it's like up until now, what it's been like for us is we think we're the seed. We've been believing, we've been sold that thought form that we are the seed. Yeah. That all we are is the seed. All we are is the blueprint. Because the seed is a blueprint. Yeah. When actually we're not. We are the seed, but we're also the tree. So at the moment, what we're doing, it's like we've gone, whoa, okay, so whoa, we're sprouting. We're a big sprout, and we've poked our head above the soil. If you've ever watched any time-lapse photos of plants growing, they're just stupendous. Yeah. So it's like, whoa, we're doing that, and it's like, oh my goodness, there's something else here. There's more. And it's like, oh yeah. And yeah, you just and that's what that is for me. That's what that card is. That's confirmation. And you know, the tree is, well, nature is our biggest teacher, but the trees are phenomenal for teaching us how everything works, how it all works. Yeah. Right, I'm just going to put these over here. I'm going to put them back on the table. It's a bit more of a sensible idea. Rather than try to put them somewhere else. Okay, so I'm going to pull an ogham stick. So ogham sticks are made from bits of trees, from tree branches or twigs, because they're only little. Although you can make big ogham sticks if you want to. I do have another name for them, and I can't remember what it is. So what have we got? Bear with me. I don't know these off the top of my head yet. So we have what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, ash. Okay. Ash. Oh, nice. You're gonna like this. So that's what the ogham stick looks like. This is ash. A key to a universal truth. Dear. Interlocking circles of existence. So when you, again, look at the tree, yeah, and again, even how the sun moves in relation to everything else, everything is always doing this, yeah, orbits, trees, cycles, spirals. It's all interwoven. There is nothing separate, and we know that. The power of positive affirmations all sounds a little bit rubbish, but mantra. I like that word. Affirmations, a little bit, but mantra. So if you can grab hold of a mantra that makes you feel, yeah, that's my lion, or part of it. A mantra that makes you feel like you're in touch with your actual being. Yeah, what does that feel like? I have many mantras that are like that for me. And you can use mantra with movement as well. In fact, I will, let me just make a note. I will go and grab, I think I shared a link in here the other day of some mantra with movement that I bought the DVD years ago, but then I found them on YouTube as well when I lost my DVD and then found it again. But when you use mantra with movement, it's quite amazing. It's like a double whammy, and it's amazing. So yes, the ash. The ash holds a key to a universal truth, the understanding of which is essential to the spiritual warrior. Which is another link to Lu, because he's one of the Tuatha De Danann. He's a light being. I would say he's an ancient alien. That's my take on it. That was a message I got given quite a few years ago now. But he is a warrior. But he's a warrior of light. Yeah. Yeah, one of his tools is a breastplate, and if you connect with Lu, you might be given a metaphysical one of these. I know I have. Is a breastplate which amplifies your love consciousness energy, for want of a better word, and the energy of your solar plexus as well. Amazing. So your actions and thoughts form part of an endless chain of events. Whatever you do in the physical world affects other levels of your existence and being. I'd actually say it begins on a more metaphysical level. The physical is the very last bastion, if you like. That's why if you're feeling something in your physical body, or you've got a rash on your skin, or you've got spots coming out, that is that energy. That's the last call for that energy, if that makes sense. The physical body is the very last place where it comes out. I hope that makes sense. So if you are getting something in your physical body, then just know that that's the energy leaving. That's its very last port of call before it leaves completely. That's my take on it. I don't know if any of you have that same concept, idea. 3 circles of existence are so interlocked that whatever is done on one level will inevitably affect the other 2. So you've got the physical, the mental body. There's more, actually. There's not just 3. In terms of activating your DNA, your light in your DNA, there's 6 different levels that you activate. Only one of those, which has 2 strands, every level has 2 strands, but only one of them's on the physical. Only one of those levels is physical. The rest are all metaphysical, and they range from the emotional body all the way out to, the universe, basically, or the multiverse. So they're all connected, which brings us back to the sun doing its thing, which is, filters down into, through us, because energy is always moving through us all the time. Yeah, I'm just checking on the time. So it's always moving through. So when you're feeling, I mean, what we feeling? I had a massive. It felt like my head was twice the size that it is, and it was like this all day of last Friday. It was crazy. What else? The heat, intense heat, and it moves down through the body. So it's not menopause stuff that went years ago. What else? Weird. Yeah, my thumb went numb. I mean, that's weird. My thumb just went, when I started, my thumb was numb. Weird. It's gone now. So as the energy moves through and you hold your vessel open to allow it to move through, it'll take bits with it that don't belong to you anymore. Essentially, that's what we're aiming for. It's like a pipe cleaner, if you like. It's cleaning us from the inside out. So as your vessel becomes, as your metaphysical, if you like, vessel becomes clearer, and it comes out through the physical body, which is great. That's what it's for. Yeah. Then you begin to shine more. It's like lighthouse. Yeah. If the light is if the lens, of the light is dirty, then the light's not going to be as bright, is it? But once you clean the light, once you clean the lens, if you like, then the light is brighter. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to pull one more card. These are crystal oracle cards I've had for don't know how long. Some of them are missing over the years because I used to keep them out somewhere, and I think people used to take them. Why not? Okay, so crystals. Oh, there we go. Black obsidian. So obsidian is an amazing crystal for bringing things to the surface. Be careful what you wish for with obsidian, though. If you don't want a very fast alchemization process, temper it with some rose quartz, or use snowflake or brown obsidian. Yeah, because black obsidian will bring that stuff up very quickly, and I know that because I've experienced it myself, and I wasn't prepared, and it caused a physical symptom in my body. So if you're up for the challenge of black obsidian, then use it. Otherwise, use snowflake obsidian or temper the black obsidian with rose quartz. Yeah. So I hope I've kind of explained how it all fits together. So you've got Lughnasadh, which is the first harvest, which is the culmination of what the sun's been doing up until now. Yeah. Helping to grow the metaphysical or the physical things, the seeds that you planted, the blueprints that you've laid down. Yeah. We've got the sun doing its amazing things, which are charging us. Yeah. They're charging us. Literally charging our beings, but also if you look at the word charge in a different way, it's being laid out for us, and we are being charged with the responsibility of taking up the blueprint and going yes, saying yes, if you like. And then you've also got this Lion's Gate, which, you know, I mean, lion energy, it's like fierce warrior. Yeah, if you're going at it from a Sekhmet perspective, she's all about ascension, Kundalini awakening, being a guardian of this realm. Yeah, she's also about the truth. That was the Occam stick, wasn't it? The truth. Yeah, a universal truth, not an individual perspective and calling it truth. Yeah, there's a difference. So what else does Sekhmet embody? She very much embodies the two sides, the two polarities, if you like, the healer, the nurturer, but also the spiritual warrior. So they can exist side by side, the masculine, the feminine, in balance. Yeah. If you wanted to tap into the portal energy, the Lion's Gate, the actual portal energy, I think most people agree that it's between the 8th and the 12th of August. And you could just sit in meditation and just see what's around, if you like. That I'd say is probably the best way if you've never done that sort of thing before. That's the best way to do that. Of course, if you wanted to take it to another level, you could actually conjure the portal in your living room. But, you know, if you cast, you close. Don't forget to close it afterwards. Was there anything else that I wanted to say? I don't think so. So we have got time if anyone has any questions or they want to share anything about what I've spoken about. Or if you want me to pull a card, I can pull a card.
Hi, Angie. You can pull a card for me, please.
Okay. I'll take one from the Gateway to Light activation.
I like
that. Stargate Heart.
Is that what's come out?
Yeah. Heart chakra opening, unlocking, generosity.
Excellent.
What I'll do.
Stargate Heart.
Stargate Heart. Yes, I will look that up in the book. Bear with me. I need some more light on the situation. Next one. Stargate Heart. So, your message. For some time. So have you not closed around the heart, but maybe kind of been a little bit protective of your heart? Because now's the time to stop it. Because this
could you explain, do you mean my physical heart?
You could say
my blood generator, you know, pump, or do you mean my heart as in my love life?
Both.
Right.
because we are in we've got one foot in one and one foot in the other. I would say that's both. Because this process that we're going through is all about, you know, it's and I had a visual of this a few days ago, like basically throwing the doors open. And you know, when people say, you know, live with all your heart, it's like that's not a joke. That's who we are as beings. You know, we have no fear. There is no fear, especially, you know, living in that very I think there's a vulnerability with that, that comes with that, and an authenticity that comes with that as well, which is what it's all about. It's what it's all about. So when you, because this card has come up, yeah. What it means is you've either started that process of dropping those shields, or maybe you've been pondering the idea of, you know, how to do that. Does that make sense?
Well, I can right here and now that there are two things that are playing around inside my mind.
Yeah.
One is I need to lose some weight because I'm struggling with my heart because I'm getting pains in my chest.
Okay.
And two, I've joined a dating app thing called Muddy Matches, which is for people who like the countryside and getting muddy and Wellington boots and not prissy sort of in town, inner city type of lifestyles. So someone recommended Muddy Matches to me because it's for farmers and for farm girls and, you know,
cool.
People who are into horses and all that kind of thing. So I actually did go on and put a little profile thing on, thinking I won't get much attention. Blimey.
There you
I am
go.
being bombarded with things saying, oh, yes, yes, yes. But to be able to respond to all these messages that I've been getting and everything else, I have to subscribe to the Muddy Matches service and pay them so that I can then respond to these matches that have been made and these responses. So yeah, it's been, yeah, it's quite, yeah, it's both, yeah, absolutely.
Wow, that's really cool. So yeah, this is a message from the universe, basically. And the colors there, what you got there with the colors in there, you've got all the greens and you've got the pinks as well, which is amazing. Is to, yeah, just keep that momentum going. One thing I would say is a lot of people are experiencing these it could be tightness, or it could be, I get it sometimes, you know, there's a like a little pain, or it feels like you've got a, what's what I'm looking for, like a vice around your chest. That's all part, what the way I see that is, when you're feeling those things, there's an expansion going on there that you are resisting. So the way I navigate that is I use the 4-4-8 breath. So you breathe in for 4, you hold for 4, and you breathe out for 8. And what that does is it induces the relaxation response. So you can actually allow that thing that we call pain to move through, move away, disappear, get a taxi, and then we are, you know, we're back to that equilibrium again, if that makes sense. I don't know if that helps,
yep.
Andy.
Yep, no, yeah.
Cool. Hello. The dog's come to say hello. Is
anybody else listening that wants to unmute? If anyone wants to unmute and ask Angie to pull a card, please feel free.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of minutes left.
I'll have one, Angie.
Okay. I'm going to go for the Elemental Oracle for you. So that's the dog, it's not me. You're a funny boy, aren't you? He's a funny boy. Okay. Oh, mountain. This is really mad. I've been researching about mountaineering and altitude sickness. Yeah. I have no intentions of going and climbing a mountain, I have to say. But what's interesting is one of the things we can be experiencing at the moment is actually very similar to altitude sickness. So extreme. So I don't know if you've been feeling this. I can't remember your name.
It's Rhea.
Maria. Whether you've been experiencing like extreme fatigue, like even doing the simplest things, you get out of breath.
I'm coming down with a cold. I've been sneezing today, and I've been sneezing, and I've got a runny nose, so I think I'm coming down with it.
Yeah, that can be a symptom of altitude sickness as well. Just that, the runny nose and feeling like you've got a cold. So the ways to combat altitude sickness is breath work. I don't know if you've ever done any breath work.
I have, yeah.
So if you've done anything that can increase your oxygen levels, so obviously deep breathing will do that. But if you've ever done any kind of like Kundalini breathing, like breath of fire, and anything which will bring your oxygen levels up and basically flood your body with oxygen. Anything like that will help. Let me just go and see what's that, number 16. It's got really dark outside all of a sudden. So I can't see anything.
We had thunder here for quite a bit.
Sorry?
So there was thunder here for quite a while.
So I'll put the light on. It's not really done anything. Right, mountain. So there's also a different perspective. So this could be your own personal Everest as well. So if you are experiencing something which is challenging you to keep going, I mean, I think we're all experiencing that to some degree, but I think the other thing that is coming up for a lot of people is very personal challenges, which are the things that, you know, essentially we need to allow to come up and out and let go of them. Yeah, essentially. And what you get when you do that is you get a very different perspective on the world, basically. And it could be that you need that perspective if you are too close to a situation. I don't know if that makes sense. Anything else? It's very much the mountain is very much an earth energy, so that might be telling you to get grounded. Do you do any dedicated grounding work at all?
I do. I love hugging trees, so I'm out early in the morning, normally like sunrise, and with the trees and feeding the ducks. So I'm always out in the morning. Cool. I do grounding, maybe not as often as I'd like, but I do sort of walk bare feet on the grass. And
that's perfect.
But I love sitting near the water.
Yes. So I don't know if that helps you at all, Maria.
It does. It does.
Okay. Excellent. Cool.
Thank you.
So did anyone else have any questions or around what I've talked about this evening? No? That's okay. You don't have to ask questions. I don't think I've got anything anywhere else either. No. I don't know about YouTube, and YouTube's not coming up there at the moment, so that's a bit weird. Okay. Well, I hope this has helped with everything that's going on out there at the moment. And if you are watching the recording and you want me to pull a card, then I can do that. Otherwise, I'm going to stop the recording, and then if anyone wants to talk. I don't know if we've got anyone else coming on after me. I'm not sure.
No, there's no one coming on afterwards.
Okay, so I'm going to stop the
good to go.
recording. I'll do that. Stop recording. Doop. Okay. So if anyone wants to, yeah, what I'll do as well, I will turn the camera off. There we go. So it's just audio. That's really cool. I love Telegram. It's so cool.
So when you did the recording, when you started, did you say audio only or did you say record video as well?
No, record video as well.
Oh, right. Happy days. Yeah, that'll be good to see how it turns out because we've never done that before.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, it's really funny. Yeah. There was something I was looking at the other day and someone said, oh yes, when I saw that it was a Telegram link, I just thought, oh no, that's really terrible. That's